But then when you sent me... Oh, sorry.
I forgot we were on a podcast. Hello and welcome to Dylan's Deep Cuts, a podcast mini-series where I and my best mate and manager, Megan, go into detail about how I remade some of my old music after coming out as transgender and transitioning. Just a little note, this episode contains explicit language. Hello and welcome to the last ever podcast in Dylan's Deep Cuts series.
That's so sad.
So sad.
Oh.
It's come to an end. We have run out of songs to talk about that I've remade. So this will be the last and closing episode of this podcast mini-series.
Exactly, and we thought we'd do a little roundup about what has happened since we started. And when we did start this, we embarked upon this mini-series because we wanted to explain a bit more about your transition, how it affected your music, but also we were really wanting to highlight the Off My Brain music.
Yeah, we were.
And music video.
Yeah.
And that was the first one of the series that we went into.
Yeah.
I wanted to start with that, really. What has happened since, what the reception has been, everything that went around it.
Yeah.
So I didn't know where to go from there.
Well, I'll take it from you. Tweedledee, tweedledum. On the day that we released Off My Brain, I also was in Bolton, wasn't I? Do you remember?
Yes,
I
do, yeah.
Yeah, I was giving a public speech, actually, to a room full of entrepreneurs and people growing businesses. And my talk was all about the power of authenticity. It was called The Importance of Being You and Why It Matters. And it was about like the brain and how the brain works, and like we loop on these behaviors that we've had for a long time. And then throughout the talk, I then drop in, oh, this is me as a kid, bam, like I'm trans, and people sort of like perk their ears up. And then I go on to talk more about becoming more authentic has changed the trajectory of my life.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, I was like, and on this very day, I'm releasing a song with my past self, Dylan and the Moon and Dylan Holloway, and actually here's a live performance of it as a duet for you. So what I did was broadcast Lots's performance on a big screen behind me, and I sang Dylan's parts, and we did it as a live duet with me and my old self. And like there was a few tears in the room, and not just mine, but it was so moving, and I was so grateful to be able to do that on the day it came out.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool. And I, said to everyone, we've made this music video. Please go and watch it. It's a duet. We've super cut the music video together, the first one, the second one, and now you can see me then and me now. And since then, the music video has had an insane reception online, hasn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
It's really fantastic. And I'm so pleased that when we first conjured up the idea, we were like, shall we do this? And I'm so glad that we did do it.
Definitely.
It's real special. And it's had the biggest reaction, I think, on TikTok. Because I spoke about it in a radio interview with Daniel Pascoe in BBC Cornwall. And, I explained to him that it took me 4 years to make the song because I was recording the soprano, the alto, the tenor, and the bass parts over my transition, then putting them together, and then making this music video. And I put that on TikTok, and it went viral. And there was just like a surge of people. It just got spread to people that probably would have never seen me or my music any other way.
Yeah.
But it was this new thing. And people were just like, the way I'm running to YouTube right now. Oh my God, the way I'm in tears right now. Like just all this sort of overwhelming support of like, this is how you use art to celebrate people and celebrate life experiences. So just fucking chuffed.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we obviously wanted to do that.
Yeah.
We wanted to put these new tracks, old tracks together and make something really special. And we thought it was special, and we were proud of it anyway. And then actually seeing the response, seeing the support has just been incredible. And the reason I wanted to like sort of round it up on here is because obviously we recorded the episode about Off My Brain before it came out.
Before anything came out, yeah.
So the music video hadn't been released, the track hadn't been released.
Hadn't done the talk.
No, hadn't done the talk. It was all just literally being conjured there and then. And we were expecting it to come up. And then it's just so funny, like we're sitting here now doing this roundup, and it hasn't been that long.
Yeah.
And it really has changed a lot. I mean, even your public speaking, that has really taken off since that talk that you've done.
Yeah.
And then the supporting materials of everything else you're doing with your music.
Yeah.
I mean, you just spoke for Comic Relief.
Yeah, I just did Comic Relief. I went to a school out in Switzerland. They invited me out for their like Pride Day for the LGBTQ plus kids.
Yep.
And I've been invited to a bunch more schools. A bunch of charities are reaching out.
Yep.
I'm hopefully partnering with Beyond,
Yep.
which is a mental health charity for youth people, and like they want me to be an ambassador for their charity, which is just incredible. And like anything we can do to support people being their most authentic selves.
Yeah.
I don't say that enough in episodes, do I?
Just be
Just
authentic.
be you.
God.
But no, it's just been such a wild ride from this idea of like, shall we do this thing? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, just please put me in touch with your manager because I'm super proud of all the work. I think
it's so special. Like,
yeah.
Sometimes when we're making this stuff, because we're so microscopic in the project, we know so much about me and you and what we've done, that actually to zoom out and be like a newcomer and go, what the fuck is that?
Yeah,
like it is so no one's like, I've never really seen it done. And, like I've been pointed to a couple people by people on TikTok being like, have you checked out this guy or this guy? They've kind of done this thing, and I'm like, that's incredible, that's amazing. But it also hasn't had the attention that it needs and deserves either.
Yes.
And it's just like, this is art. This is art, man. We're just like breaking the boundaries of doing something for the first ever time.
Yeah, and I think you're completely right. And look, completely props to other artists that are doing this. But you know, when we have spoken to people outside of our community, they have not seen this done before. Yeah. And really that's what we wanted to do. Not only represent our community, the trans community in particular, but also go beyond those bounds.
Yeah, we didn't want to stay in an echo chamber.
No.
It's not
like, not at all.
No, people within the community understand the community. We wanted to push this further outside.
Yes.
So that other people could have more understanding and compassion about that experience.
Exactly, that's right. And so the people that we have spoken to outside of that, different ages, different backgrounds, all sorts, they are always, oh my God, I've never seen that done. Yeah. And that's the long and short of it, isn't it, really? And it is really, really, really remarkable. And it takes a lot of bravery, like, to put yourself out there like that.
It was interesting. We have had a couple messages. Were you going to bring that up?
Yeah, I was going to say. That said,
that being said,
obviously, with anything anything that you put out on the internet, if I wanted to put out me singing,
which we are going to.
There's some videos floating around. I wouldn't usually karaoke.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I think I've got a different makeup to you, perhaps, but. Yes, I'm a massive attention seeker and a massive extrovert. Yeah.
Really?
Not attention seeker like, oh, you really hurt my feelings. I mean, I just want to be doing my arena spectacular and performing here. Yeah. But it's a whole different thing when you put yourself out there and press, okay, I'm going to post this to potentially lots and lots and lots of people. Now, there's that, but then there's, okay, I'm going to do something which is really putting myself out there, doing this duets with your former self. That takes a lot of courage to do that and put that in the public domain, especially that it's still, unfortunately, to some people, a contentious and controversial thing to transition or be gay or, you know, so that's taken a lot of bravery, right, for you.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started doing it, I was more apprehensive than I am now. Like when I first started doing those like acoustic-y duets for the old footage that I have online, it was like nerve-wracking every time I went to click post, because you just don't know who's out there and who's a troll and you know what they're going to say. But the more I've done it, the more I've become fortified in the idea that this is my purpose on this earth. Like, this is why I'm here. This is why I've been through this experience. And me telling my story is going to shift something somewhere. And, you know, if I can just help one person out there just feel more like themselves, then, like, I don't care if I get 100 people going, you're a sinner, you're this, this is, like, anti-Christ or whatever the hell they're trying to say. I believe, like, everyone's perfect the way that they experience life. We've been put here for a reason, to do it and live this experience, and this was mine. And now I'm like, the more you say you don't want to see this, the more I'm going to post it, because I am here to be a mouthpiece and a spokesperson for the people that still don't feel like they can.
Exactly.
So I want to be the person that goes, fuck you, man. I'm doing this more now.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, do you know what's really nice to see? I mean, when we're talking about this, it's the small minority of the viewers. I'd like to see the fans and new ones as well coming out the woodwork being like, shut up in the comments. It's just like, I mean, it takes a lot for us both to not be like, please, educate yourselves. And then we're like, we better not do that.
We actually avoid the comment section. Like I just respond to people who are being who've had their minds changed, who are like positive, or people who are like, thank you for doing this, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
Those are the people I reply to, because other people, they don't deserve my time and they don't deserve yours, and we just avoid them. And it's even better to watch them be like, reply to me.
Exactly. And do you know what really upsets me though is the lack of comments about me.
Oh,
I know, it's just awful. My whole life is just
sad.
revolving around you.
Yeah, so the more we can get them in, everyone.
In terms of comments, there was one that I found particularly interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't necessarily an insult. I
Okay,
don't know.
where you go with this?
Sorry. So someone mentioned that you had taken over the old Lots YouTube page.
Oh, yes.
And had said, like, cool, you do you, but I was a fan of Lots and not Dylan, so I think you should have just, like, left one entity over here and left me with my own Lots content and then made a new page.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a lot of things to say about that. What do you think about that one?
Well, we did talk about it, and at the time I was like, they're both me. Both of these people are me. And I know that I talk about it as if, like, them and me, like this period of time, my former self, my past self, whatever. But, like, they are both me, and it's all my fucking shit. So, like, I'm going to do what I want to do. It's my page. And also, I worked really hard to build that fan base, and I'm not going to start again to, like, start a new page. I mean, I did on Spotify, but we linked the songs.
Yeah.
But like YouTube and like an Instagram and all that stuff, like I'm not starting again, mate. This is my brand. This is my life. This is my music. This whole career and journey is mine.
Yes.
And go away.
Yeah, I know. I did just find that interesting. And I thought, it's funny with people behind the keyboard. I know there's a lot about trolls and things like that, but it's almost, people just don't really think when they post stuff like that. Like, as you've said a number of times before, great, obviously, so grateful for the fans. It keeps us both doing what we want to do, and it's lovely to see people enjoy it. That's why we do it, right? Because if you could see the equipment we've got here, it's definitely not paying our bills. No, I'm joking, it's not. Help.
Go fund me.
Yeah. But no, so with things like that, it's all well and good to be like, well, you've put yourself in the public eye, so you should just be expecting comments like that, right?
Yeah, which is fine. Like
it is fine.
Say what you want, send what you want. Like that's your business as well. But like sometimes it's like, have a bit of forethought. Like think about what you're saying here.
I do think that, and I think it was just around the time as well that we had released like the Heaven Now episode that we did, and obviously the intro episodes where you were talking about how much of a struggle in some ways it was to be okay with your former voice and keep that music up, keep your image up from previously, and how much of a journey it was to begin to accept your former self. So when I saw that, I was like, can you not post things like that when actually you don't need to educate anyone. It's actually not your job. You're doing that to try and help others. And I really was like, I was actually going to go in and be like, so we just posted this, I'd really refer you to this journey, and then you might want to retract your comment.
I mean, it is mad because like you just said, if I had done what I initially wanted to do when I still felt so uncomfortable as Lots, I was going to delete everything. I was going to delete my YouTube page and my Spotify stuff, and I was going to just remove everything and start again as Dylan. So and then I came to the realization that no, this is my entire journey. These are my fans. These are my songs, and this is my life. So actually, no. So I mean, so it was either going to be this, or everything would have been removed, and you wouldn't have had Lots available to you. So you're lucky.
Yeah, you're lucky. But please keep streaming Lots, because as I said, we need some new equipment.
It's been a wonderful experience, and I've really enjoyed doing this podcast with you, man. Like, talking about the songs and having people write in and say, "Can you talk about this song? Can you answer this?" And hopefully we've tried to cover the topics and the questions that you've been asking in DMs and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're very grateful that people have listened.
Yeah, definitely.
And because in the last episode, unless you had more to say on that. No. In the last episode we did, which was in one of the last episodes we did, it was Lose Myself and Lights Come Down.
Yes.
I actually got my guitar out and we played some of the audio clips of the stuff that I'd changed, how I'd manipulated Lots' voice to play in Dylan's music. I'm going to talk about myself in the third person. Anyway, but so I thought for this last episode we could play you a couple more clips because people seem to really enjoy hearing like the architecture of how that changed. So I went and pulled up some things that we changed and used in the Be Naked version. So the Be Naked song, I actually had to shift the pitch of that as well because I couldn't sing it in the same key. I think I had to bring it down 4 semitones or put it up 4 semitones and then sing it down. That was it. I had to put it up 4 semitones and sing down the octave, which is kind of like a bit of a head fuck to get around. But what I did was, so this was the original recording that we then used. It's like the backing stuff. So there, I'll play it to you. This is the original one. So everyone remembers this, as you know. And then what I did was this. So I shifted the pitch. And then now it becomes this. Which again, I loved because it has this kind of unique sound. Like, it's a human voice, but it sounds manipulated in some way. And it just perks up your ears, which I really like.
You've literally been up and down more times than the old Duke of York.
I have. Maybe I am the old Duke of York.
No.
No.
It's Prince Andrew now.
Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah, but not when that song was made.
What song?
The Grand
Old Duke of York. Right.
Did you not get the joke?
I got the joke. I just didn't realise it was an actual person as well. Anyway. And then the bit that you hear the most in Be Naked is in that middle 8 section. Really, it is, because we wanted it, all the vocals in that. So this is sort of where they began. And everyone recognises that. And then I shifted those pitches and also the strings as well, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And this is where we ended up, which I love how it just enhances the song here. So I just wanted to play like a bit of like what was manipulated and how we did it.
Yeah.
And then just if we have time, I'll just throw in a bit of Heaven Now because that was also an interesting one. Because this one I did in the same key. So it was in the same key, but I was singing it. Actually, funnily enough, the verse.
So you're going to start singing then?
No, in the verse, I'm actually singing at the same pitch, so I'm not singing down the octave. I'm singing at in the same register.
Oh yeah.
But what's interesting is that like even though it's in the same register, same notes, it sounds really different. Like the timbre of my voice sounds really different. So like listen to Lots' opening lyric here.
You made the liquor hit quicker. Soft apple lips tempt
and then me doing the same lyric, but it sounds different even though it's the same notes.
You made the liquor hit quicker. Soft apple lips tempt mine.
It's cool, isn't it?
That's nice.
Yeah. And I guess it's like you probably expect that, like guys and girls singing the same thing, but it just sounds different. And then the one thing, this was actually your idea to keep in this, the bit that goes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I think I sent you like almost a finished version, didn't I? And you were just like, "Where's that thing? Put that thing in."
No, you did. But then when you sent me, sorry,
I forgot we were on a podcast.
An evening with. Hi, I didn't see that. Yeah, so when you sent me a mix over, I was driving along, and the little. Honestly, I don't know why you get me like this. A little ooh, and I was like. Like in the car, I don't know. It was just so cute.
Yeah, it is. It has.
No, I love it, but it was just I don't know. It just moves me so much. I think it wasn't actually. No, it was you were redoing it again, I think, or something like that, and it was really present. In the mix. You know what one I was talking about when you started to redo it again.
Yeah, and then were you just like, why don't you just use the original one?
Yes.
Use that one in there.
And oh my god. Yeah, it was.
It's such a nice nod. It is nice to have it in there, and then just some other vocals that I kept in that were sort of like harmony parts and stuff. So there's a lot of Lots' voice in these tracks, but sometimes I guess you maybe don't hear them unless I'm pointing them out. But yeah, it's been really nice to experience that and put them in. So thank you for asking and thank you for enjoying the little audios we've put in there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's lovely to expose it.
Yes. So has that brought us to the end? Is this the end of Dylan's Deep Cuts?
Yeah.
Sad. Tiny violin.
I know. Although we probably should have picked like a different name, because every time I go to search it on YouTube, I get Bob Dylan's Deep Cuts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really annoying.
Oh, that is annoying. Well.
So we need to change it.
Yeah. So, well, this brings us to our last closing comment on the situation, is that we have enjoyed making this podcast miniseries so much, and it appears that people out there are enjoying it as well.
Yes.
So we have decided that, don't hold us to this, but we have decided that we're actually going to make our own podcast, and it's not going to be specifically about me or my music and like about stuff that I've remade and stuff, because we've kind of covered that. We actually just enjoy each other's company, funnily enough.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. And people say that they enjoy like listening to us in the car, or like when they're at work or like at the gym or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and God knows fucking why.
So our gift to you.
Our gift to you is more episodes.
More.
We're going to make a new podcast. So yeah, keep an eye out, an ear out for that.
And also, you can always comment about what you'd like it to be around.
No, you must.
What? Yeah, you must.
You must. We're open to suggestions about titles, about content. If
Yes.
someone could make the podcast for us, that would be good.
Essentially, we're looking for a writer. That no money is going to be paid. Yeah, just give us all your ideas, and then we'll actually be able to do something with
Great.
those.
We are the faces and the voices. We just need someone to do everything else. No, we're gonna make a podcast. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny to make, and hopefully funny to enjoy. But yes, thank you very much for being a part of Dylan's Deep Cuts with us, and thank you very much, Megan, for being here and supporting me through this entire journey and the making of the podcast as well.
And thank you for having the journey.
You are welcome.
And all the gifts that you continue to give.
Thank you. I'm the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I didn't say that.
I know.
Anyway, bye.
Bye.
Hello?
Ask me who I am. Ask me who I am. Ask me the question. Say, who are you?
Who are you?
I am the musical gift that keeps on giving.
You are? You are?
I am.
Why are you speaking in a northern accent?
Thank you for listening to Dylan's Deep Cuts. Keep an ear out for more episodes in this series by hitting the follow button. And feel free to come find me online at Dylan and the Moon. Have a nice day.
Right, who's introing that?
Sorry.